Hey there, it's Lianne and I'm here with NCTV to take you through some evening stretches that you can do in the comfort of your own home, even while you're watching some TV. So all you're going to need, if you've got a mat, great. Otherwise, you're just going to want to bring a little rug towards you, or use the carpet that you've got, and of course your sofa. So we're just going to get started just by getting the body moving when we're doing our stretches. So you're going to come onto the floor to start with. You want your knees underneath of your hips and your wrists underneath of your shoulders. And then from here, I'm just going to get you to step the hands, one hand print forward. This one we're just going to start with a little bit of movement here. So I'm going to get you to send the hips back as far as you can, keeping your palms down onto the floor. And as you bring the body weight forward, bring one heel to your bum and try and tap that foot towards the floor. Press it back, hips towards your heels as far as you can get them. Bring it forward with your heel to the bum. Try and get that foot to the floor. Just start to take this movement through as quickly or as slowly as feels good for you this evening. Just a couple of repetitions on each side to get a nice little bit of movement and openness into those hips. This is also really nice stretch through the shoulders and the chest as you sit back with your hips towards your heels. We're just going to take one more on each side. Last one. Lovely. So, if you're comfortable, if you want to bring yourselves onto the mats, just comfy sit however is good for you. If you want to extend the legs out and away, if that's better for you, then absolutely go there. If you've got a couple of cushions, you can always pad them underneath of your knees just to help support through the hips. Hands onto the knees, and then from here we're just going to take some nice big circles round through the spine. So what you should feel here again is a little bit of openness through the hips, but you're starting to get that movement into the back. So one of the things that we really want to do before we take it into the stretch is just make sure that the muscles are warm. So I don't know what you've been up to today, but you might be feeling a little bit stiff, and we don't want to go straight into some static stretches before we get there. So just a little bit of movement just to ease us in. Send that circle round in the opposite direction. Nice deep breaths as you move. And then sitting nice and tall. If it's comfier for you now, you can bring yourself onto your sofa. And what I'm going to get you to do is bring your opposite hand onto the knee, and then try and turn round to bring your hand to the back of the sofa. This one, we're going to start holding our static stretches. So I want you to lift up through the spine, grow tall through the crown of your head, and exaggerate that twist by turning your head as far round towards those fingertips as you can as we hold for 30 seconds. Now, with everything we do in these stretches, it's really important to take some nice, deep, relaxing breaths. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth is really going to help you to relax into the stretch and allow the body to just soften and go that little bit further. Just a little bit longer here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so bringing it round. Let's take that stretch on the opposite side. So bringing hand opposite knee and then opening that stretch out once again. Sitting up nice and tall, using every exhalation to increase the twist through the spine. We're holding stretches here for 30 seconds. 30 seconds creates a developmental stretch, and developmental means that you're moving the muscle a little bit further through its natural range of movement, therefore increasing the amount of flexibility that you're going to have. If you were looking at getting your muscle back to where it was, maybe after a workout, you'd only need to hold for a short time, 10 seconds maybe. There we are, 30 seconds, bring it down. So, next one we're going to have a look at is your hip flexors at the front of the leg. So this might be a little bit of a tough one to get into, so you might just need to use the edge of the sofa or bring yourself down to where it's comfy for you. But essentially all I'm going to get you to do is bring one knee up onto the sofa and have one foot down on the floor. From here, if it's comfier to keep your hands down, that's exactly where you're going to stay. Otherwise, if you can, you're going to bring yourself up, hand onto that knee, and once again we're holding this stretch for 30 seconds. So while you're in this hip flexor stretch, you want to really make sure that you're feeling this stretch here through the front of the leg. And if you're not feeling that stretch, I want you to squeeze your bum, try and tuck your hips underneath and just push a little bit deeper. If you've got this and it feels good, you can increase that stretch by raising the opposite arm up. This is going to open up that lateral line across the body. It's going to help you to move a little bit further. That's it on that side. Gently coming out however you feel you can. This one can be a little bit tricky. And then let's stick it on the opposite side. So again, nice long deep breaths, squeezing those hips forward, enjoying that stretch through here. You gotta get rid of that idea that this is a painful position and enjoy the process of feeling the length coming in through those legs. Nice deep breaths, sinking down a little bit further if you can, tucking those hips under a little bit further if you can. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Lovely. So come in once again to sit down onto your sofa, and then what we're going to do is have a look into the hips and have a look into your bum. So I'm going to get you to bring one foot across. You want to try and keep this foot nice and straight rather than having it pointed towards you. This is going to keep your knee supported and in a good posture. Now keep your hips level. We don't want to be sat kind of cockeyed. Lift up nice and tall, anchor your foot, and just encourage that knee out. Holding this stretch here for 30 seconds again. You want to feel this deep into your hip and into the outside of your bum cheek. And this one I absolutely love, but you really do need to breathe into it to allow that body to just rest a little bit further into that stretch. If it feels good, you can encourage a little bit of a fold for the last 10 seconds, coming forward. 5 more seconds on this side. 3, 2, 1, and let's switch it over. Give those legs a little bit of a shake out, and then crossing over on the opposite side. So again, hips are level, encourage that knee down if it feels good. I don't know whether you can see on the camera here, but this side feels a hell of a lot tighter than the opposite side. So that means my knee might be a little bit further up. Again, sitting up nice and tall. And then for the last 10 seconds, if it feels good, just encourage that fold a little bit further. 5 seconds. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Perfect. While you're sat down, I'm going to keep you sat down on this one, but I'm going to just turn myself around so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. But essentially you can stay sat on the sofa with this one, it's quite nice. So I'm just going to show you where the hands go. You're going to interlace your hands behind you and then bring them round onto your hip as far as you can. So from here, if you've brought your hands round onto your right hip, I'm going to get you to take your right ear to your right shoulder. This should create lovely long length down through the neck, through the traps and into the shoulder. And again, just encourage a nice deep breath. Sitting up nice and tall, I love this one. You can encourage a bit more of a stretch if you turn your head towards the floor. I think we've got about 10 seconds left. Coming out of this stretch, just relax your chin to your chest, roll into the center and release the hands to bring the head up, and then taking that on the opposite side with the hands interlaced, bring them round onto the opposite hip. And if you've got your hands on your left hip now, you're going to take your left ear to your left shoulder. I love this one because I'm always so tight up around my shoulders. If you carry a lot of stress with you, you tend to find that those shoulders creep up. This is a really nice way of just letting it go. Nice deep breaths. And just feel the length that comes in. Again, for the last 10 seconds, if you want to turn your head down towards the floor. Just encouraging a slightly deeper stretch. Last 3, 2, 1, and then bringing chin to chest and releasing it off. Give those shoulders a little roll out. We've got 2 more stretches to go. This one you might want to do in the adverts because it's going to turn you round a little bit. So from here, I'm going to get you to take one foot up onto your sofa, hands onto your hips, and then try and lift up through the pelvis and fold forward. So it's really important here when you're trying to find that stretch in your hamstring that we're not creating that stretch through the spine. Doesn't matter whether you're touching your toes, what matters is whether you're getting that hinge through the hip and that length coming in from the back of the leg into your bum cheek. If you've got that there, you're going to bring the opposite hand towards, and we're just going to breathe and hold. This is definitely one of the stretches that if you really work that out breath for the relaxation, you're going to notice the difference just within 30 seconds as the stretch deepens and you feel that you can go a little bit lower each and every time. 5 seconds left here. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. I'm just going to take myself over to the opposite side. We do the other foot to finish. So leg coming up, lifting through the hips and then sticking your bum out to move forward and reaching opposite hand down towards the leg. Again, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're here, that's absolutely great. So long as you feel that stretch coming in through the hamstring and into your bum, you're in a good position. If you can get the hand a little bit lower, go for it. But use that out breath to encourage the relaxation and encourage the stretch to go further. Last 10 seconds. Nice deep breath for 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, give those legs a little shake out. So really nice and simple there, just a couple of couch stretches that you can be doing. I definitely recommend to do these at the end of your day. It's going to help the body to just feel released, feel relaxed, and hopefully give you a wonderful night's sleep. See you next time.